intro, but we can just chat for a second, go and stay loose before we just dive into it.
Yep.
Sweet. You got a little hair or something right here. Yeah. Before we get started.
Got it?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. All right. How are you feeling, Dana?
Living the dream.
Okay. All right, we'll jump right into it. We are here in the studio today with a very special guest from Coatesville, PA. He's worked with the biggest Latin rappers in the music industry. Welcome, Prince Love 1982 to the show.
How you doing?
Doing very well. For people who aren't familiar with you, who are you and what do you do?
I am a producer, singer, pretty much the music symbol, you know. I become that over time. But I'm from Coatesville, PA, and I'm just grateful to be here and make history, and we're about to have a fun journey.
So tell us a little bit about growing up in Coatesville. What was the family life like? How did you get into music? Give us some background on Prince Love.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I grew up listening to like Madonna and all that. You know, my mom was always bumping that in the car, and my grandma, she loves Elvis. So it went from that to like Tupac and all that. And I've just been a fan of hip hop. You know, every time MTV Jams come on, I was watching it. BET, everything. Like, literally being a student of hip hop and you know, growing with hip hop, and it's amazing.
What drove you into music?
I feel like it's an outlet. You know, I've always been like a hyper kid. You know, like, I can't stay still. Right now, I mean, I got more control of it now. But before, I'll be like this. You know, but yeah, music's like my outlet. You know, a lot of unnecessary things in my life happen. You know, but music's always been there and never like turned its back on me.
What were some of those unnecessary things?
All right, like my dad not being around. You know, me growing up probably not being the best reader. You know, a lot of people used to make fun of me about that, and I used to hate myself. You know, and music never like denied me. You know, I could be whatever I wanted to be. You know, I even wanted to be the artist because I didn't like who I was. So
it was almost like a mask to hide.
Yeah.
Some of that's. Was bullying a big thing in Coatesville?
Well, where I grew up in Rock Run, yeah, it was. Yeah.
Like what happened? What did they do?
To the point where like I would get off of school, they would break my glasses because I used to be cross-eyed, and they would break my glasses. My mom would go buy glasses for me again, and then the bus driver would I would tell the bus driver, no, don't drop me off at the bus stop, down the street a little bit more, because the bullies would be waiting there for me, you know. And then throughout time, obviously, like, I started watching like karate movies and stuff, and like, you know, Bruce Lee and all that, and then like just, you know, from my family tired of me running in the house, like, oh, they beat me up again. They was like, go back outside, and I beat up the bullies to beat me up. You know, back then you could get in fights and then be cool with the people you get in fights with. You know, nowadays you do that, like, people try to shoot you, they can't deal with a loss. But how I grew up, yeah, like, I'm friends with all the people that I had, you know, beef with, and, you know, fighting when I was younger.
So, like, how old were you when this kind of thing was going on?
My whole childhood. I looked like Urkel when I was little. No lie, like, I used to hate that show. What was it, Family Matters?
Yeah,
Family Matters, yeah.
I didn't like that. I look just like him. One of these days on the next show, I'll show a picture or something, a pop up. But yeah.
So music was your outlet from bullying.
Yep.
What turned you on to music? How did you discover that?
Just like, again, like being in the car with my mom, driving around, listening to the radio, and like, you know, music used to give you the chills. Like, I would listen to like Big Pun and Onyx and Wu-Tang, and I'd be like, even the Brat, like, you know, everybody, Snoop Dogg, and I would get the chills, and I like, oh, that's just so cool. And then, like, you know, and then every time the music video would pop up, my grandma used to have a lot of cassettes, so I could record the music videos. So me and my sister would watch music videos over and over again.
So cut to now, you're working with some of the hottest artists in the industry. Your new album, The Masterpiece, is coming out with some huge guest stars on it. How'd you go from bullied kid to working with some of these massive celebrity artists?
Well, I also was on YouTube, like, watching, like, you know, like Law of Attraction, Positive Energy, like tapping into that. It actually found me, you know, and then manifesting things. But even when I was younger, like, you know, like I lived in Honeybrook, it was like a trailer park. I would always go to the down in Coatesville, the Rite Aid, to get like the Source magazines, and in the Source magazines they had like covers of new albums coming out. You know, so like Big Pun was coming out in August, they'll have like the picture, and I'll be amazed. And I wasn't the best reader, so I would just like like look at the pictures and just be hyped, And I would post all those pictures on my wall, from Tupac to Biggie to Snoop, everybody, like everyone, there's a legend now. And the weird thing is, I didn't even know I was manifesting those things. So now I got Snoop on my album. I got Wu-Tang on my album. And these are the people I grew up listening to. So anything's possible. Nothing's impossible, I'm a prime example of that.
You started in a lot of Latin music. How did you get into that whole genre and stuff?
You want the truth or the truth?
The truth.
All right, well, I met this girl back in the day. Remember them chat lines? So I met this Spanish girl on a chat line. She picked me up in this like Escalade type of Hummer type car. I don't know what it was. It had like TVs on the headrest and all that. And she played Daddy Yankee in the car, and I didn't know who it was at the time. I didn't even understand Spanish. And I'm like, yo, who's that? She said, oh, this Daddy Yankee. He's from Puerto Rico. He's going to be the next big thing. I'm like, okay. You burn me the CD, because back then, you couldn't just, yeah, man, it was hard to get CDs. And then, once MySpace started coming out, I started looking for the people that I would listen to, on the radio and all that. And then one day, I found this group called De La Ghetto, Joella Randy. Well, De La Ghetto and Joella Randy, two different people, but they had a group called Live Music. And the song was called Siente Bloque. And at the end of the music video, there was a phone number. I called that phone number, and this guy picks up. I'm telling him, because I'm hyped. Like I'm always, my heart always tells the truth. I can't even like cap, even if I wanted to. I was like, yo, I want to bring hip hop and reggaeton together. Now, no one's doing this at the time. I feel like maybe I'm the one that like put the idea in the universe. So he's like, okay. All right, boom. And every day I would call him. He'll play new songs. They didn't hit the radio yet. And then this person ended up being one of the biggest producers in Puerto Rico, and his name's Mr. Greens, And he works with DJ Blast. They produce from songs for Ricky Martin and everybody. So I came real close with them, and then, yeah.
So what's your music writing process? Like you're pretty honest in a lot of your stuff. What does your process look like?
I don't write. I mean, the beat talks to me, and then it's just from the universe. I tap in, I feel like that's the best way to do it, because, you're going to feel it. Write it down is cool, Of course, I might do a voice memo, but I'd rather just
not even
be in the moment. In the moment is the best.
You don't even have a notebook with some ideas?
No, the voice memos. I'll record maybe start the hook. I'll come up with a verse, a couple of rhymes, and then put it together and structure it that way.
And just get in the studio and hammer it out? Is that?
Yep.
Are you drawing from your own life experience when you're coming up with the lyrics and things like that?
A lot of it. Everything is what's happened to me or how I feel about the world, or, But I like movies, so I like to tap into that. I might say some Marvel stuff, throw that in there,
If somebody was listening to you for the first time, what are some of the songs you'd recommend them trying out to get a flavor for your style?
I would say Pain featuring Conway the Machine. What You Talking About? Or with featuring Snoop Doggy Dogg. I sing too. I do a Party Next Door, P&B rock type vibe. So I got other stuff like LSD. If you like that Drake type vibe, I can do that. I got a whole catalog. Got almost close to 200 songs out right now on all platforms.
Wow, across how many albums?
So I dropped 2 albums, a Manifest and LSD, Love, Sex, and Drugs. That's what that means. So yeah.
See, there's been so much darkness and craziness in your past. How do you maintain such a positive vibe? You're such a fun person to hang out with now. How do you maintain that with that dark past kind of following you around?
I feel like you just got to find the good in everything. This world's crazy, but it's not though. It's everything it needs to be and everything it doesn't need to be. is you just got to go with the flow and just try to stack up your good days. That's what I'll be doing. Like, I mean, I make sure every day I have at least 20 days are good, and I might have a one bad day. You know, I feel like if you just stack up the days, then the universe is going to give you that energy back. If you're negative to someone, then it's coming back, you know? Don't give up on yourself. Anything's possible. I mean, look at us now, you know? I'm here. I used to watch rappers. I would love watching podcasts and all that, interviews, you know, 106 apart. Now, look, I'm here, you know, so anything's possible.
Yeah, earlier we were talking about how earlier on you had like a lot of transition through different jobs and stuff. That's balanced out as you've come into your career now.
Yeah, I've always been in my own way. You know, I have good intention, and I made legendary moves and things that some people out in this town never done before. But I was always stepping on my own toes. I would quit jobs because sometimes I'm a little bit overly emotional, you know. You know, for a person to be better, you got to notice your own mistakes, and I'm not ashamed to, you know, tell people what I've done wrong. But I can tell you, like, my goal and my heart and my soul means way more than the things I've done, you know. Like, you know, that shows more than anything. And I think that's why a lot of people, you know, get, you know, attached to me because they know I wear my heart on my sleeve.
Has there been any jealousy from some of the bullies and background people as they've seen you kind of rising into this star?
So like the whole Puerto Rico thing, I worked with many groups throughout, you know, the whole reggaeton movement, moving into the hip hop stuff. I've always gave all my knowledge and like what I know and what I learned and just like the magic I have instead of focusing on myself. So I would ride or die for someone and then they'll just dip on me or they'll just forget about me. And then I'm left in the dust. I spend all the money on that person, you know, and then they're gone. So I feel like this time around, it's time for me. You know, I'm willing to help anybody, but at the end of the day, people need to know my story and, you know, that I'm willing to help anybody, but I'm not going to let no one use me again. And I've been through that a lot. You know, I probably would have been made it if I would just focused on me too. So yeah.
What kind of advice would you give to somebody else who's looking to get into the music industry or the rap industry?
Well, never give up on your dreams. Surround yourself around people who want the same thing. Don't burn bridges before you cross them when you're on them. That's another thing. You never know who knows who. You know, like you guys can know Jay-Z. I don't know. You know, things like that. You know, just study. Use the internet for what it's for. Use a computer if you got a cell phone. There's so much technology and new ways of networking and getting your music out there. You can do that. You know, so that's the best advice I could give.
Yeah, you talked a lot about manifesting your future and things like. Can you explain what that process is to you and how that works in your life?
Well, to me, I'm going to be successful. You gotta own it before you have it. You know, you gotta tell yourself every day. You almost gotta go crazy. You know how when you're a little kid and you want that I don't know PlayStation, and you're like, Mom, I want the PlayStation. You're not getting it. And then you just dream about it, you know, you'll go to the store, look at it, and then I don't know where you'll get it. The universe wants to give you what you want, but sometimes we just doubt ourselves. So oh, I don't know this is going to happen. You can't do that. You got to, every day I'm still doing it. Sometimes, you know, when I work at my job, it's hard. Sometimes I just want to be I just want to quit and do the music, but I can't because I know I'm on to something. So just keep a 9 to 5 if you're just starting your music out, and just don't stop. Because if you stop, then you'll never know. You know.
So when you look back over your music career and your journey, was there any pivotal moments that really stand out to you of where you kind of made some breakthroughs?
I didn't think my raps were that good. You know, that's kind of I always was playing the DJ Khaled position for many years, almost 10 years. With the whole reggaeton, the Spanish Latin industry, it was like a DJ Khaled type vibe. I was always on the records talking like a DJ, you know, and when I started believing in myself, hey, I can rap, oh, I can sing, I can write music, and now it's look. People my girlfriend's kids sing my songs all the time. I'm like, oh, wow, you know? If kids like it, then you know it's a hit, because they're the key to the world, you know. So
Yeah. And how do you see kids as the key to the world? Like, are they something that helps motivate you?
I just feel like they all are, you know. Kids, I mean, we gotta push them and show them the right way, you know. Because they're not, we're not gonna be here forever, you know. And they're always gonna be the ones that set the new trend, you know. So I feel like if you ain't got to be the best singer nowadays. You ain't got to sound like Michael Jackson, you know. If you got like a vibe or Drakey type vibe, you know, or a melody, then it's about having fun, and then people are gonna feel that when they hear the song. So, you know, I just want to show the world that hey, you can do anything you put your mind to, and I would love to work with anybody, you know, teach kids how to like make music and all that.
Yeah. And aside from a positive attitude, which I'm a super big believer in, you have to know that you can obtain something and just work at it hard. What is your process for driving towards that? Like, even when there's doubts and people coming up telling you can't do something, what is the process to just stay motivated through the challenges that come when you know you're going to manifest something, but there's a long road till that manifestation takes place?
Yeah.
What is your process to staying motivated throughout that process?
Sacrifice things, like half of my check is going to like, you know, stuff that I want to do. You know, like you gotta like put in too. You know, you can't just be like, oh, expecting that it's gonna come to you. You gotta put the money out and just grind and just don't stop. I mean, I don't know. I'm still on this road to where I need to be, but I'm not gonna stop. And I know some magic is in the air, or we want to be here right now. You know, so something in the universe, if something big's gonna happen. You know. That's for everybody. Even for you guys being here is legend, you know. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, and then on top of manifesting something, grinding and hustling towards it, there's an element of luck and networking, meeting the right people that's critical too. So how have you gone about networking in the industry to make those connections to collab with some of these monsters?
Well, luck. I don't really believe in luck. I feel like, I mean, everything's a choice, and you know, and what happens and outcomes of the choices and decisions you make, and what type of energy you're putting into it. Like, you know, it's almost like a chess game, you know. But as far as that, like I learned in the reggaeton industry, like it's all about like who knows who, and when you're genuine, a good person, and they see that, companies like that, you know. They don't like, a lot of rappers don't like you coming up to them like as soon as you meet them, like, hey, can I get signed? Like they be like, what, you know. But it'll mean more. It'll mean more if you get to know their like the people that's close to them, and that be genuine, and then they go to them, you know. So I've been really good at showing my heart and people seeing my vision through other rappers. Like I worked with Rick Ross's company. Who else?
You're talking about Cool and Dre.
Yeah, worked with Cool and Dre. Yep, Fat Joe. Big Pun's one of my favorite rappers, and I never met Pun, but I worked with all his artists like Cuba Link before. Everybody, you know, it's like I manifested it. All those pictures on the wall, all those albums I listened to, all the music videos I watched. I end up actually meeting some of them. It's like, see, like that right there's the magic. Like I didn't give up. That what was impossible to some people, I made it possible.
How did you meet these people and end up working with them? Like coming from Coatesville, like how did it go down?
The internet, MySpace was like a good networking thing back in the day. I mean, I wish it was around still. You know, like I liked it, the MySpace. But it's just getting to know people. Like, all right, I'll give you a jewel. How I kind of like got the Drake Connect and all that. So, like Instagram, you know how you can go down Instagram and see who's cool with who. Like Drake has a lot of people. Like Entourage and all that. So I was scrolling through 40's page. That's Drake's producer, and I saw this guy. His name Mr. ASAP. I hit him up because I wanted somehow to get connections with Drake's people and show them my heart and soul that I could bring something to the table. So I hit up Mr. ASAP. Come to realize that's Drake's producer's best friend for 20 years, and I get cool with him. And this is around 2017. Right? Boom. He sees my heart. He sees my loyalty. One day I'm at work, he calls me, yo, Prince. I was like, what's up? Yo, you know what? I'm calling 40 right now. Oh, okay. So this is the end of 2017. 40 gets on the phone. I kind of get a little like, you know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause this is like Drake's producer. Like, everyone knows 40. Noah should be 40. And I just said, yo, bro, tell Drake and the whole team I love the Scorpion album. He's like, yeah, thank you. All we do is smoke weed and make hits. That's what he said. And then he's like, oh, we're going on tour, Drake and Amigos. You want a ticket? I can get you a ticket. I'm like, all right, cool. So 5 months pass, October hits. I go, I mean, it ain't send a ticket in the mail. It's one of those things like go to the Wachovia.
Call box, yeah.
Yeah. So I went there, right? Me and my girl at the time, she didn't believe me. The whole ride, she was like, we might not be going up here for no reason. I'm like, yo, Drake's people. It sounds like I'm cat. It would sound like, what's wrong with this guy? He don't know Drake's people. So we get there, me being confident, like as I should be. I get to the ticket booth and I say, did Drake and 40 leave a ticket? What's your name? Dana Howard Clark. Oh, give me a second. Here you go. I'm like, what? And put me in row 7. Now I was working at Red Robin at the time too. You know, I'm going from job to job. You know, and then I had no money that day, so I was broke. So all we had was gas money up and back, and I'm looking at this Drake ticket. It had no price on it, and it was in row 7. My first concert ever. So now I'm watching, like now I'm at a concert knowing that they got me there. I mean, I made the, connection and networked, but they made it possible just off of one person. And that person wasn't even there. He lived in Atlanta. So get what I'm saying? Like one person can make a whole thing change, And I'm at a Drake concert because I know one person that knows Drake's producer.
Wow. So. Yeah, it's amazing. And everything in your life's kind of all culminated together into the masterpiece, which is your new album that's coming out. We've listened to some of the singles. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Tell us about the album. What inspired it? What's the theme behind it?
Well, I just want to make a masterpiece, like a Picasso, like, a Da Vinci, like the Da Vinci Code. So I always like one thing, like I'm a fan of DJ Khaled. I like how he makes his albums and have everyone on it. It's just me like tapping in and making the impossible possible, and a masterpiece. I feel like no one really makes hip hop albums like classics. I want to make a classic like an Illmatic or like Eminem show, or the Chronic 2001. Mm-hmm. And me and my producer, Tribal Sound Studios in Westchester, we orchestrated the whole album to sound like a Chronic of 2001, which has the same people who was on there, So that my album kind of sounds like. It's original, obviously. It's me, so it's gonna have my own vibes. But if I want to compare it to something, it's the Chronic 2001, the Game documentary, and no, that's it. Yeah, but yeah, it's legend. I got everybody on there. Everybody.
Drop some names on us.
Lil Durk, Future, NBA YoungBoy.
Snoop, Chris Brown,
my homie Solo, my homie Yayo. He sings just like amazing, amazing. There's so many people. Obi Trice, Royce the 5'9".
It's like a nice mix of old, like past and present guys too.
Yep.
Kind of tying it all together.
What's it like when you're in the studio recording and laying it down? What's the energy like in there?
I ain't gonna lie, I get a little tipsy first. I want to be surprised I'm not now, So I get a little tipsy. Not crazy because I don't want to sound stupid. You're wasting our time now. So no, I get a little tipsy and I just tap in. Like I said, I might orchestrate the song prior to me going to the studio, but then when I get there, I just I don't know where it comes from. It's just the universe feeding me. Plus, like I said, I like to mix what I've been through, funny things like what I say on the Join Me Royce the 5'9". I said, this is that reverse Halloween. Dr. Loomis falling off the top of the balcony. Michael's looking down like, where could he be? Probably down the street hanging Jamie Lee Curtis off of a tree. They try to rake me in this industry, but I'll never leave. You know? So that I just reversed the Halloween movie, the ending of it, part 1. So for those Halloween fans, you'll get what I just said.
That's nice.
Yeah. So stuff like that.
So yeah, kids have a big impact on you. Have you done any mentoring? Because I know you're kind of living the dream of so many young guys right now and girls. Is there anything you're doing to kind of mentor kids right now, or to help young guys
I would
find
hope
that
like
positive?
this, them seeing this, and yeah, I worked at a creative club. There's a place in Coatesville. His name is Ben. He has a creative club. He works with the kids in the community. You know, kids that like get in trouble. Instead of them out there sweeping trash, he teaches them like how to like you know, do film and music and all that. And I worked with him, and that was a good experience. You know, so. And I also make movies too, so.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a whole other thing we haven't even dived into yet. You make movies. Tell us about the movie production side of your...
Well, shout out to Econ Entity and iBudget Films. You know, those two companies helped me, you know, get better in my craft. My company is Clark Films. My first movie I made was called Tyrone, Chapter 1, got nominated for an award on my first, you know, movie. And I made it with an iPhone.
And these are feature-length films too, right?
Yeah, it's an hour and like, you know, 15 minutes. Yeah. I'm only getting better, you know. There's a lot, you know, there's always more to learn. But I shot it on an iPhone. On an iPhone. What DJ Khaled be? On an iPhone. No, but,
How'd you get into filmmaking?
I love horror movies. My grandma, like, every time I would get out of school, she'd have a horror movie in. So horror movies is my thing, so. I'm always gonna make all types of movies, but horror movies is what I want to tap into the old horror, you know, like Rosemary's Baby type stuff, you know, or Pet Cemetery, like.
So when you're shooting a movie on an iPhone, were you using like interchangeable lenses, or just using the in-camera settings, or
In-camera settings, you know, you got a cinematic mode. You know, it's all about angles and, you know, and from different angles and how you shoot with that. You can create a story off this water bottle. I could, you know. You know, start a movie off like that, and then boom, and then, you know, sequences and all that. I'm still learning, you know, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not the tools; it's about the story at the end of the day.
And like also, you study too. You got to study, like Scorsese and Rob Zombie. I look up to him a lot in his movies, how he does stuff. I like stuff like that, you know.
You working on any movies right now?
Yep, I got this movie called Da Ponchi. Shout out to DJ Ponchi. I got another movie called The Hood Gods. Just another thing Scorsese said, like he said, if you got like a phone or whatever, if you got like a big camera, like expensive camera or a phone, every week just shoot movies, short little clips, start the movie and then go back to it, then shoot another one, then start and then go back. You know, by a month or 2 months, you'll pretty much have like almost, maybe if you keep up with it, have like 3 movies done, you know? So every week I'm just coming up with stuff, like little short, little trailers and build, you know? So.
Just getting those reps in.
Yeah.
Any other projects you're working on outside of movies?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back into the R&B stuff. I have Vibes Hotel Part 2. First one I did was with an artist named Jack Manzilla. Yeah, his music's lit. But that's a mixtape. When I was on my DJ Khaled type stuff, I was hosting a mixtape. But I like the name what we called, you know, Vibes Hotel. So Vibes Hotel Part 2, that's coming out. I want to do like ballads and stuff. Like, or I'm gonna tap more into like the pain, you know, and sing over like piano stuff and stuff like that. And I want to help people, you know. And
yeah, you mentioned you're talking about producing a talk show soon too.
Start
to have some guests on.
Yeah, go tell them now. It's like, oh yeah, no, like a Jimmy Kimmel vibes. Yeah, like a Living Color type vibes. Yeah, we're gonna turn up. Yeah, I definitely have a talk show coming around like August, towards the end of August. Stay tuned. It's going to be legendary. And, yeah, whatever the universe gives me, I'm going to take it to the next level and then make magic happen. So that's as long as I'm breathing.
New albums coming up on the horizon?
New albums? Yeah, I said manifest.
The masterpiece.
The masterpiece. The masterpiece is, yeah, that's coming. That's the one coming.
What's the release on that?
I'm thinking maybe my birthday, August 21st.
Where can people get it?
All platforms. Apple Music, Tidal, Pandora,
Spotify.
your TikTok, listen whatever you want to listen to. Yep, everywhere.
If anybody wants to get in touch with you, whether it's a younger guy who wants some mentoring or someone in the industry who might want to collab with you, what's the best way for someone to get a hold of you?
Hit me up on Instagram, It's Prince Love, PR, or Gmail and all that. We'll try to be in a thing on the little bottom here, right here,
Okay.
maybe.
Read it out for us now, just in case someone's only listening.
DJ 9 Prince. So it's DJ number 9 TH Prince PR at gmail.com.
Beautiful. Well, Prince Love 1982, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much for sharing your experience and wisdom with us. Is there anything else you want to leave the audience with before we wrap up?
Just don't give up. If I could do it, you could do it. And you're going to see more. This is just the beginning. Peace.
We can't wait to see it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That one's smooth.
Nice.
Perfect.
Not even no mess ups.
We hit
great,
everything.
yeah.
No,
Jeez.
No awkward pauses.
Yeah, no weird sounds.
Yeah. We've had some
No,
crazy
that was
interviews.
perfect. I was like, anything that you didn't hit, I kind of questioned it back out.